Hey, lady. So happy
Hello.
on here. So, thank you so much for giving your time and your energy and your space to talking about what we've done when we've been working together and sharing that with the world. I really, really do appreciate it. Um,
Yes.
if you want to, you can tell everyone a little bit about yourself if you want and kind of what connected you with working with me.
Okay. So I just want to say, Robin and I were having a little off camera discussion and already started into some of the great um, changes and healing that Robin's brought to my life. And I instantly got emotional. So I know, I know we were right on track. And I said, let's get to rolling.
Yeah.
My name's Augusta, and I I don't know, Robin, like how many years ago?
Oh,
Six?
maybe 5 or 6.
Why am I feeling like about 6 years ago? Kind of have been on my own like energy, emotional, spiritual healing journey,
Yeah.
and have tried um massage therapy in the past and was kind of looking for um, a new massage therapist, but
Mhm.
it still didn't quite feel right. And I come across Robin and I just knew instantly something, in my spirit that something was different. And it definitely, so our first session was mind blowing
Yeah.
and so much more than your typical massage therapy. I mean, it struck me to my core, and our paths have just went from there. I a little bit of my background, through generational trauma,
Mhm.
personal, just life in general, living, growing, breathing as a human being. We come against struggles, and I've had my fair share, as well as a lot of my loved ones.
Mhm.
And I've just kind of always been on this journey to um, growth, enlightenment,
Yeah.
a better path, right?
Yeah.
And so it just literally, we just clicked that way.
It was
We
really
just,
cool. We did click like instantly. I
yeah,
remember that. And this is just a little funny off topic subject, but I remember you used essential oils. And that
yeah,
first night you came in, this is so funny, everyone, because I can't do essential oils with just my
right.
body. They don't like it. And I remember I meet this girl, she comes in, it was you. And I'm like, and I loved you instantly, but I was just like, can you go home and wash off these oils? And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to like not connect there. And you totally did. And you came back a few hours later and we had a great session. But I've never forgotten that. I was just like, ah, darn it,
Yes,
But it
yes,
was there. It was so instant. You came back and we just from there on through the energy, it just was kind of incredible. Um,
absolutely.
do you mind sharing anyone in our sessions? We've had a lot of sessions, a lot of time together. I mean,
Right.
we are definitely connected as like soul sisters or something.
Yeah.
What were some of the things that kind of come to mind that were like these were big shifts that kind of happened and moved in your life or that you'd want to share with people that you can recall over the many years?
Yeah. Right. So I can think of that two major instances, two different sessions that really stick out in my mind. Um, and like I said, I've known about myself that I gifted
Yeah.
in certain, in certain ways. But still there's this doubt, I had doubt. And I remember one session, and you just picked up instantly, like literally almost felt like a telepathic conversation. And I know that sounds crazy,
No.
um, but you just knew that I needed to be left alone in this beautiful space that you had created.
Mm.
Um, that I was powerful enough and strong enough to do the energy work myself, the internal, that deep rooted healing that needed to be done. And then I didn't need you really to facilitate from a certain point on. And at that moment, that session grew my confidence and belief in myself exponentially from that moment on.
Mm-hmm.
And then once again, and it just so happened when, I hate to mention it, but the world shifted here 2.5 years ago. And I was struggling personally. And sometimes, even no matter how amazing you are at healing yourself or healing others, or we still have moments,
Mm-hmm.
And so I felt like I had taken, I don't know how many steps backwards, right? In my growth. And yet again, we had another session where you were able to come in and you knew exactly what I needed at that moment, energetically, that just boosted me up out of that.
Yeah.
And gave me that confidence again that maybe I had lost a little bit.
Well, yeah, and I know you're talking about in March of 2020, what
Correct.
happened, right? Everyone out there,
Yes.
we can't say certain words, and
Right.
your experience through that, I remember, because I do remember, and I'm going to share this, and if it doesn't get
Yeah.
to this point, it's because we bleeped it out. But I do remember specifically the one thing you were going and you were trying to get information about what was going on, and I remember
Yeah.
talking to you on the phone. I was like, "Hey, I feel like you have a parasite or a virus, something they're not finding. I would
Yeah.
never forget this." And so we did a little tapping in and we figured out, which I won't go into all the details, but it was a very specific virus that was just like, well, I'll go a little bit of details because I was like, girl, I don't even think you have cats. This is exposure to cat like feces. And you're like, oh my gosh. Yeah, we were working in the flower beds and there was a
Yes.
cat outside that got into it. And we did some stuff and I won't go into all the details with everyone.
Right.
Like that's not, to share.
That's not, yeah.
But it was literally like, oh my gosh, that came, was removed from your vortex in many ways, mind, body, and spirit.
Yes, absolutely.
And that was kind of like one of those things where even for me, I know that God moves through me and I see a lot of things. But in that one, I was just like, this is even kind of way out here in left field that a lot of people
For
like,
you.
yeah, I was just like, this specific like bug, this specific thing.
Yes.
And then here you go. And it was also an up-leveling of my own gifting, right? I mean, just because it's like always evolving. And that's what I love about working with people is the growth I have, because I'm just going to tap in and whatever God says, here you go. Like, this is
exactly
it, right? But that was really kind of an interesting moment, I remember. And, you are a little bit sensitive as I am. And what I loved about our relationship is knowing the balance of that. Instead of like, oh, here, bam, and bam, and bam. I'm like, wait. We're going to give you microdose today and let your body, because then you've picked up some healing techniques on your own that you can incorporate in. And we put the balance there so that you can trust yourself. And I'm here when you need that little bit of expansion. And I love that about our relationship.
It is our sessions together that I'm honestly so grateful that you have them and they're available to me. And you're so amazing with being able to work around schedules, because I'm working full time and life. And it's just a level up to be able to have your services. And like I said, for the past, 6 years. So I think that speaks volume right there,
It does. It does. Because I have clients that have been with me a long time like that. And it's a relationship, you move beyond the realm of this, like, oh, here's Robin and here I am. And it's like, there's a relationship that develops when you're on a journey together.
Yeah.
Where you hold a sacred space with someone. And that's what I love about you. We could talk for every day, or we could not talk for a month or two. Right. And we're still in the vortex. We have a vortex that we've created. Yep. And that's what I love. Okay, we're in this container. We're in the Gussie Robin container. And while we're here, the whole rest of the world can just do whatever. And we're going to into the sacredness. That is a gift about you that I absolutely love.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Of course. You're so smart in so many things. The thing that I would ask, I guess, to move on, because we could talk for a
Yeah.
long time,
What?
ladies
Yeah,
and gentlemen, we
absolutely.
could talk a long time, is if there was, if you were just going to tell anyone else in the world, like to inspire them to maybe work with me or something that where they're like, hey, they can experience it. What would you say to them that would be like, hey, this is the thing about Robin that kind of helps you really shift your stuff?
Okay. So, I don't know if this is common knowledge. Um, but if it's not, it needs to be.
Okay.
And it's so easy, it's just like, most of us are so great at giving advice to others and really not being able to see where we truly need the work
Mm,
personally.
okay.
And so if you're looking to level up, grow and heal, get out of your own way and set aside your ego,
Mm,
literally, that's where you come in. You
mm,
are, you know what I'm saying? You're able to, again, receive your godly given downloads,
mhm,
that intuition,
mhm.
um, and bring to light the work, the self work that truly needs to be done.
That's really good. Thank you.
And without that, without your services, honestly, Robin, I don't know. I mean, I don't, I don't think I would have been on the path,
Oh,
of fast growth that I have been in the past, 6 years, truthfully. I
mhm.
mean, it has just one after another after another. And, I just, our ego is like, oh, we can fix it. I can fix it. I can do this myself. No, you can't,
You can't, if you
yeah,
can't see the path clearly, this is what I found for myself, because I reach out to
yeah,
others too. If I can't
absolutely.
see the path clearly to move in it, I need someone to help me remove the obstacles, because
Yes,
you can't see the obstacle. If you don't know it's there and you're like, I don't know how to move forward, you don't know how, it's because you can't see what you need to do. That's all it is. And it's
exactly.
not good or bad, it just is. And
You're
this
like a flash, you're like a flashlight.
yeah, like a little
We
like
can't see in the dark, right?
we can't
Really, we
right.
can't see in the dark. And we need that
Yeah,
flashlight to shine
yeah,
on that darkness. And truthfully, that's what it is. If it's an obstacle, call it whatever you want.
yeah.
Um, and you need
Blockage,
that flashlight.
yeah. I'll be the
So
flashlight. It's
yeah.
funny because even the name Robin means like bright one.
Re-
As
Oh
a,
my gosh.
yeah, it does.
Right?
And so I'm like, I'll be that. Like that.
Yes.
And I love my name as far as too. My mama gave me a good name because I feel like a little robin bird who likes to be free but has a little nest. And like, come
Yeah.
be in my little nest. Let's like do what we got to do. Then you can
Yep.
fly free and come back and
Yep.
visit whenever you want. Like,
Yeah.
there's an energy
I
about
love
that.
that.
I know. It just
That's
makes me
yeah.
like, that's
Yeah.
where my heart is. Like, I want you to really, whomever, and you especially to like really, I want you to be who you are and be comfortable with that. And
Yeah.
knowing that I want you to grow your own intuition and have your own growth and your own thing. But two, also be like, hey, I can even come to Robin when there's parts I want to move into the next up leveling or whatever you want to call it, move into new
Yep.
growth and expansion. That's the container I love to hold. So thank you for sharing that. That's my
Yeah,
favorite.
absolutely. I love that. Yeah.
Thank you. Well, everyone, we're gonna cut this off, and because Gussie and I could talk forever, I love
Ever.
you and
Yep.
love you, and we will catch you all on the next episode or the next time.